Hello everybody, sorry for being a little bit late, but we are there back again. And what I did is a link for you in the info section in Bank, which is available for Go2-X. It originally was a trade bank for Go2, but we added it now in Go2-X. So it's not in the current version in the installer, but will be next time. So what I did is link this bank, which is called Stawczyk Status. Of course, I butchered the name again, but it's Bank 20's Stawczyk Status, which was originally a Go2 bank, and we add this now very soon in the next version of Go2-X. But you already can download it if you follow the live stream. So in the info section below the YouTube video, you can download it, and I also describe how you do it. You simply unzip, and then you copy this folder into the bank folder of Go2-X, which you can find on the PC in Documents, and you will find that in Mac in the Application folder. So I'm just playing one sound of it. It's maybe interesting to notice, maybe if you have your own sounds in Go2, the original one, you simply can drag the presets into Go2-X. It will convert on the flow. So there's no import function here in the preset section, because that's not needed. The only thing you need to do is drag the presets you have created for your own of Go2 into the Go2-X bank folder, and then they will load, because that's what I did as well. So so let's play some effect sounds. Pretty stereo. So synth sound. Some so people who purchase maybe this trade bank for Go2 will recognize these sounds. So this is extra for you, new. And you see I also had some chord sounds, which uses in the play mode, the unison modes, which are chords. Just playing a few presets. In total, 65 presets by Stawczyk Status. That's his name. You see down here, you see the name. So again, to have these presets, you need to go to the info section of YouTube. You download the zip. You unzip, then you have a folder, and you copy this folder into the bank folder of Go2-X. That's pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, so everybody is there. You were going to have a nice, I see also Steven in the chat room, Steven Bourdeaud'huy. Most likely I butcher again a name. Hello, Steven. We will play your lovely demo song later on in this live stream. So, so yeah, I hope everybody is well. And the latest news, what I have for you is for you guys is that we will have also all the products VST3 compatible. So if you would download now, let's say if you have Explorer and you scroll down in the download page, you have all these single products which you can run additionally. So we have then the legacy installer for the PC. It's already updated. Everything is then also in the legacy version VST3. So Subboom Base 1 is VST3, the original blue Let me load it. Of course, it is a smaller user interface. Add track instrument. The only problem we have is with the punch multi and then VST3. So here you have VST drums. You see we have punch bass drum. That one was already VST3. Punch bass drum multi is VST3. Punch 2 already was, of course, VST3. Punch 2 multi. The punch multi, that's the only one we have a problem with currently, but the normal punch is already VST3. Then from the older ones, all the FX, which are maybe they're not yet VST3, are VST3. I cannot recall any, by the way. I think all already were. Oh yeah, the RP Verb 1.5 is then also VST3. Then you go here to, this is the normal, the synth bank. You see we have the list, and then you see blue is also VST3. You see this little 3 lines, which means VST3. The older sub-boom bass one is also VST3. And there's nothing else that pops up in my mind. So if I load in the, yeah, blue 2 was already VST3, but if I load blue, we have the original blue. Look for the difference in size. Oops, yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? Yeah, I have a widescreen which is over 3,300 and 1,400 pixels high. And then, of course, I use the 150% version. This is the 100% as it was in the past. Cold machine. The original blue. So and this cold machine preset is of course also in Blue 3. So if I load Blue 3 and I go to Manager, Pads, Cold Machine, it should be in this one. Oh, wrong button. So these are the original blue presets, all are inside of it. And I can recall that at that time, because blue had the FM synthesis, but not in the way which you might know from the DX7 or any other virtual FM synthesizers, because I'm always about doing new stuff. So I took the great things which is in FM synthesis, but I wanted to do a little bit more. So the story, if you go back to the original blue, oops, I click wrong each time for the manager to go out. Now it go out. So go back to the original blue. You see what a difference in size. It's the size which is a little bit small on this screen. But the idea was to have 6 oscillators, which are needed for FM synthesis. If you compare that, for instance, with a DX7, it also has 6 oscillators. But then, of course, we had far more waveforms. We also had other waveforms, because the original DX7, it's, I think, only a sinus waveform, or maybe a triangle, but I think it's only a sinus waveform. And my idea was that, of course, the FM synthesis, the DX7 doesn't have a good filter. It was not possible at that moment, at that time in 1983. So I thought, yeah, well, FM is cool, but also let's do some good things of subtractive. So it was the combination of FM synthesis, the cool things of FM synthesis, together combined with the cool things of subtractive virtual analog machines. So that was the idea of the original blue. So that's why I called it cross fusion synthesis, because it fused 2 syntheses together and even had also phase distortion or phase modulation already inside of it. So it was a very powerful synthesizer. Of course, because of the nature of FM synthesis, a little bit harder to program. But at that time I had, for instance, this arpeggiator sound. Let me see where we go. Where I showed one thing which I thought was also different compared to the original FM synthesis. This one, yeah, Ma'au Sunset. Oh, wrong keyboard selected. So this is a very nice plucky sound. It's using FM synthesis. So if you go to the algorithm, you can see 3 modulates 4 and 4 modulates 5. So essentially it's only 3 oscillators used. It starts with the sinus, then it gets modulated by the second one and the third one. But what is different with this patch compared to a traditional FM synthesis is that I also made it possible or used that you not only could control the volume of an oscillator, but also that you could patch modular so that you could say, okay, let me use the envelope for controlling the pitch. So here you see that the multi-envelope 1 here is connected to the oscillator 3 pitch. So adds a little bit more attack to it. So if I shut down, here I can bypass. So this is the multi-envelope 1. That's the one. It's doing a very fast one stage thing, essentially. I go back to the modulation matrix. You see multi-envelope 1 connected to the oscillator 3 semitone. So it's a very high pitch change of 48 semitones. If I bypass it, I can click here, it's bypass. You hear the difference? And I'll click it on. Adds this little click to it. Of course, if you have the envelope wrong, then let's go back to the multi-envelope. Then the whole effect is gone. So let's click the original one again. Yeah, and the cool thing about FM synthesis, in a nutshell, what you do is essentially you modulate the phase of the other oscillator. So if you go here, oscillator 5, you see that doesn't have the envelope active. The envelope amount is 0. And 4 has a little dot. It means that one is active. So the oscillator 4, let me shut down oscillator 3. Oscillator 4 modulates the phase of oscillator 5. And it does this not continuously, because if it would do this continuously, it would sound like this. So it's very short. It makes a kind of transit. So that was the bass. And then, of course, with FM synthesis, essentially it's phase modulation synthesis, but that's a detail, is that, of course, if you change the tuning, you can easily go messing up the sound. Yeah, and the third oscillator is for adding this click. So you see here done. So if you make it too long, the whole thing is gone. So that's essentially also one thing we did, is that you can even more modulate by using this bass as FM synthesis. And then, of course, then we added the filters which you have. Let me see if I have an example for that. Yeah, here's a typical FM bass. You see only sinus waves are used. But still also a filter. So the algorithm shows that a 1 modulates 2, but it's not used. So it's not always necessary to use all the oscillators. This proves it. So, but 3 modulates 4, 4 modulates 5, and then it goes 6 and 6 go out, which means that 6 here goes out the destination filter 1. So on top of the FM sound, you have the option to do a good analog type of modeled filter. Cool, isn't it? Yeah, you could take another filter, so you could say, okay, let me take a type 2. Or pre-filter distortion. So yeah, the whole spectrum of what you could do with the sound with the original Blue already was a lot more than with the classic FM synthesis. It's nice with the distortion, isn't it? And the cool thing, which I always advise people with Blue 3, maybe this sound you hear and then think, oh, it's a little bit over the top, too aggressive, then simply shut down an oscillator and see what happens. You know? Maybe this one is better for you, and I use the distortion. Change the tuning. And make it dirty. Oh, well, this is not useful. But you get my point. So that was initially the idea with the original Blue, to combine the best of FM synthesis with the best of subtractive and combine it in one package. And then we added Blue 2, which has the XY pad, where you could go from a kind of vector thing between the first 4 oscillators, and we added some samples to Blue 2 so that you had even more sound options. And of course, Blue 3 is even more expanded in terms of synthesis. We added more samples. You can have your own samples loaded in if you want. We have also physical modeling inside of it. So I'm not sure if it's a very easy preset to see if somewhere, yeah, here you see some of the new samples where we use a Santoor combined with a Celtic harp, and you see here it's only 2 samples inside Blue 3 which are built in, which essentially have the focus on creating synth sound. So you will not find any banjo or a regular piano. We have in other options, other library, these are available. These samples which are inside Blue are always focusing on making synth sounds, making new sounds. Of course, these sounds are a little bit recognizable, but it's the combination now of essentially 2 percussive instruments. And you could go wild and say, okay, let me combine this one with a synth sound. So I could say, okay, take a sinus. Okay, I take here this one. I would say, okay, take this one to filter 2. I pick here a, what would I pick? 12 dB filter. And then I could go to an LFO using a free LFO. Yes, make it having already a certain speed. Amount should be open. And then I can address it here, free. There's many options, of course, in terms of modulation. Free LFO, where are you? Here, you see, I used that on the oscillator 6, and then you see how long this list is of what you can modulate in one oscillator. Fine, Okay. Okay, let me shut down this one. Okay, let's do some keyboard track. And we have then here the option for spread. So then we could combine this sound with a synth sound, and then we go throw this one to another FX. I could say FX3, high quality reverb. Oh yeah, also yeah, FX3. It's now in series, so essentially, then I need to have it in a different configuration. Yes, I can use parallel. And then I would take for the stereo delay in FX2, and I would send the filter in the FX2. Here, that one has now the delay. And what I could do to have the synth has now attack is to give the envelope of this oscillator 6. I can open it here, envelope amount, only volume. Give it a slow attack. And then you can combine it like this. Then if it, or you could say one octave higher. Or maybe something like this. A bit more synth-like, so filter 2, the envelope. That could be in combination, but the attack is not nice. It's too bright, so I leave out the envelope. So you hear my keyboard. So now you have the Celtic harp with the Santoor combined with the synth sound. Yeah, now it's not bad at all. So you really... So in the background you have this synth. Okay, wrong note. I should save this one. Harp and Santoor and Synth. Save preset as... And... Not sure if the and symbol can be used. So I call it like this. In the introduction bank. And of course, I need to set a category, plug, synth combination. Yeah. And then I would copy this one because it will be in the introduction bank, and I also would then put it in the synth bank. In this one. Paste. Okay, if you like that I need to, if you like me to upload it, let me know. I can upload this one to the info section. This sound made just from scratch. It was and I put it in the synth sounds. So I would also place it down in the synth sounds. And you get order by date, and you have it Harp and Santoor Synth. That's the name. So, and that's again to the concept of Blue, of Blue 3. That can you combine things together, and also with the model things. We also have a few sequence sounds, I think, with the let's see where it is. It's a nice groove. Okay, I see people say, okay, I will upload this Blues 3 patch as well. It will appear in the next version of Blues 3 when we update it. But then you can already download it and have it. And for the ones which are later, we have this new bank inside Go2-X, which will appear in Go2-X. It was an older Go2 trade bank, and we are going to add this one in Go2-X. So that's this tempo bass. And this one uses the sequencer, which also has the wave sequencing option. Yeah, this synth is so insane in terms of options in design. It's absolutely something. If you be alone on a island and you only could pick one synthesizer, I would pick Blue 3 because you can do everything with it. But I was looking for this one uses this one is the string model, which is new in Blue 3. So this one uses the string model and a sample, which is a tube, plastic PVC tube. I did tuned it, sampled it. Then you have the wave sequence here. So oscillator 1, so you got the normal view, which has velocity and all kind of tuning options, but then you have the wave, and then you see the oscillator 1, this one, changes here. So you have a wave sequence. And now is... And you could expand, I mean, you can make it wilder and doing even using another waveform to it. Go to this one to filter 2, so I'm just tweaking around now. Vocal band, yeah, why not? Cool, isn't it? So the velocity changes the cutoff frequency. And this one goes dry, so also this one could... But I like it dry. So modulation wheel. Yeah, is that nice or not nice? Or maybe I should save this one as well in the sequence bank, because I'll save as. I put this one also down. Phase X String Seq Vox. Okay, that one is also saved. If you want to have that one also, let me know in the chat room. I can make that one also available. And you should then copy and paste this preset in the sequence sounds, because next time it will appear. Yeah, you see, during a live stream, you end up creating presets. So I show the physical modeling, which is in there. Blue 2 and Blue 3 were, of course, are already great for doing pad sounds, but ambient music. Yeah, I think I have the wrong label in my stream. It's mentioned Go2-X tweaking, and I ended up in showing you guys where Blue came from, where Blue 2 went to, and where Blue 3 landed. So yeah, one of the cool things is the chord mode. It's also something which is so nice in our plugin. So let me bring down this. So here you can say chord mode, 3 notes, and then it opens this one, and then you can tune here. Make some weird stuff, but keep in mind it plays for you the other notes. So if you hit one note, the note number 2 and 3 are played. So we have then in the cluster bank here, clusters, we have all kind of chords, and yeah, now you also see how they are built up. These are 3. Oh, this is a nice one. Yeah, and even you have the velocity option. You can depend the voices. And in the past, with the original Blue, you had to play from the chord itself, but now you really can tune it and change it according to the tuning for each of the notes. It's a fantastic feature. Let me see. Also very spacey sounds. Cluster field. Well, these are nice sounds for an ending in the music, or simply as a supporting sound if you're doing game music or game audio stuff. There's so much inside of it. Okay, guys, so let me see what the chat room has to say. Yeah, the nice ambient, yeah, the pads. And one of the reasons why you see in Blue 3 and Blue 2, I really did that, is that the amp section is always visible, except in the sample page, then not. But if you are in the FX page, sequencer page, ARP, main, easy page, it's always visible. Because if you, yeah, and the manager, of course, not, but that's logic. Because if you pick a preset, let's say a pad sound, and you play it, the amp envelope really determines how the sound fades out, fades in. And if you, for instance, if you think it's too slow, you can easily make it, instead of going to the envelope here, you can, because here it is as well, in the volume. So you see here, it moves right along. So instead of you needing to go to the volume envelope, which was originally in the blue one, so if we go back to the blue one, you see here we did not have, so let me close the other one. Sorry for being that so small, but here you always had to go to the envelope page and then to the volume to change the volume. Now we have bigger screens, so we can do far more. And also in terms of usability for the end user, we added in Blue 2 already, but are of course now also in Blue 3, the fact that the amp envelope, because it's so often used, we added this almost always visible, except for the sample bank and the manager bank. So if you have then a preset and you say, okay, I might make really very spacey ambient music, it's easy to open more the envelope, attack and release, and changes totally the sound. You see how much influence this has. If I close the attack and close the release, you have this, which also could be nice. So this has a lot of influence, of course, on the whole sound, and especially with pads, or even sequence sounds. So let's go to a sequence sounds, or just pick one of the sequence sounds. Make it shorter. Go to another one. So if I play this with a beat, maybe you say, okay, this is not that nice. You can change it here, and then maybe it fits. So it's really an essential part of making sound. So if I go to the next one. Wow, that sounds lo-fi. You see how much influence that has with the wrong timing. Oh, this drum sequence used, yeah. So you see how much influence this amp set, and therefore it is always visible on the right hand side. And lucky enough, these screens are bigger. So give another pad, just an example. Oh, many pads. Solina strings, yeah, that's also now inside of it. But then you see, here we combine, for instance, Solina and pad. So I sampled the Solina myself. It's this one. So just about synthesis. It's a very soft saw sound. So this is a sample sound, and the Solina strings goes directly, where does it go? To FX1. So it doesn't go to a filter, because then you get, otherwise it would be filtered again. So this is the pure natural sounding Solina strings with a FX. But then you can combine this sampled sound, and high quality, by the way, it's really. with a Jupiter type of synth sound, which you see square is used, but it's also, let me set it back now to original so that we have it all right. Square wave, but it's using symmetry modulation. So it's more, so this is the Jupiter type of pad sound I always make. And then you combine this Jupiter 8 with a Selena string. So you don't need the price of a Jupiter 8 on the second-hand market is insane. And also Selena strings are very hard to get, and for using these sounds in your music, you don't need them. You can also use Blues 3. And as you see, I tweak a little bit even more the attack and the release, and you get a very soft coming big pad sound. You see, all you need is Blues 3 for these type of sounds. The combination of a certain range of samples, and Gert Browns mentioned the diamond string sound, which is a very different, typical string sound. It's in my studio. I did sample it. It's a very rare machine, and it sounds like this on diamond strings. Here it is. So this is the clean sound, only stereo. Weird, isn't it? Yeah, and then of course you can have the Selena string with a phaser. That's of course this one. Cool, isn't it? Yeah, guys, I really have to change the title of this live stream because, yeah, it's, as you can see, it's all about Blues 3. Okay, I'm checking here. Yeah, about the Mac and the graphics aren't smooth. It depends on your music host. How old is your Mac? What you could do is if it's Logic, do a rescan, which very often helps. Yeah, maybe best to create a support ticket so that we can look into it. What we notice on PC, if people have a bit older PC, which the graphic card is on board, that's a little bit of a strain. So of course it's not an essential thing for creating sounds, and it does. I mean, the sound will stay the same even if you shut down the graphic animations, and that can be done in the control menu, graphics. That's all what you can shut down. That's all also in Predator 3. Brand new Mac. Oh, that's strange. Same issue on both. Yeah, that's indeed strange. Well, I'm streaming here on a PC, an i9 PC. And I can check on my M1 laptop. I didn't notice it on my M1 laptop. So it's strange. We don't have yet Cubase 13. Normally, it's not a problem with Cubase because, yeah, it loads in the VST3. Mostly, these are features which are outside the plugins with new stuff. We need to contact them for an update also because I'm using now 12. And yeah, as mentioned in the start of the live stream, we did update all our older products. So also the original Blue, Sub-Boom Bass 1. They are also now VST3. The only problem we have is with Punch multi-output version. So the regular Punch VST3 works nice, but we have an issue with the Punch 2 multi-output version on VST3. But so if you use older songs, yeah, you also can use older products which are now VST3. And in the download page of Explorer 9, you can scroll down and you will find all the single products. So if you say, okay, I have a song with Sub-Boom Bass 1.1, you still can install it. If you have Sub-Boom Bass 2, scroll down, you will find the download page. And if you go to the Explorer 9, scroll down, you'll find all our current products. Okay, guys. Sluggish graphics when the sample rate is set higher values. Okay, I need to test that out. Yeah, it's the case with Cubase 12 on a PC. It runs VST2 and VST3. If you run on a Mac and native M1, it only will run VST3, but then it will take, if you have an older song, it will take, instead of the VST2, it will take the VST3 version. About the higher sample rate, I will need to check that out. And the sluggish graphics, is that then particular the animation, or is it the dials? Okay, so yeah, maybe drop us a note in support. We can look into it and then also try out things ourselves. Okay, guys, we go out today with a demo song, which I also shared on Facebook, which is very cool. Only Explorer 9, very cool track. Let me pick it here. Sonic Explorer, Steven Bourdeaud'huy. I cannot pronounce that. Sorry, Steven. Bourdeaud'huy? Bourdeaud'huy? Is that the right word? Yeah. So it's a very nice, fully Explorer 9 used. I only need to see how I can get back here the start point. Maybe if I do a refresh, then it starts from the start. Very nice track. Thanks for sharing. And I have already 2 tracks which people created using only Explorer. I need to put them on the Explorer page, the link of this. That should be possible by using these embedded SoundCloud. I also received the YouTube version, but the YouTube version, the audio is not as good as the audio in the SoundCloud version. So we are going to enjoy it. And let's play it. Let me see if I press here, refresh, if that works. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, I'm going to wave you out with this song. See you next time, next Thursday. Bye-bye and enjoy creating music.